Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Today, Papa brought 2 points to be contemplated upon through 2 spiritual aspirants. One was that when we try one method of controlling the mind through facilitating for the emergence of the witness consciousness, the mind itself poses as a judge or acts as a judge, and then the aspirant gets confused. A very, very genuine problem faced by all aspirants. When we have been asked to go inward and try to get a glimpse of the core of our being. So many methods have been suggested. One method is, Papa has suggested 4 methods. One is to concentrate on the sound. Another is, if that is not possible, you can concentrate on the form. If that is also not possible, wherever the mind goes, we will try to identify him. That is also not possible. Then he says, at least allow the mind to go wherever it goes, but be a witness. So when we try for witness consciousness, we need not condition it or limit to something else. This should be the witness consciousness, this should not be. By making us to know of this, Papa wants every one of us to watch. Let the mind go according to its taste, temperament, its priorities, preferences, inclinations, aptitude. Let it go. But let us try to watch. The moment we try to watch, unknowingly, unwittingly, the thoughts are being controlled. Papa has elaborately discussed about this with the help of Brahmana. At the same time, we should be watching. Suppose while chanting the mind goes. Let us not become upset. In some form or other, God is making us to become aware of His presence as witness consciousness there. Though it is very easy to say, it has to be practiced. So that is one aspect. Another aspect which normally all of us face is, the body is subject to a lot of diseases, irrespective of its age, more so in our old age. So at that time, how are we to, suppose there is intense pain, it distracts us, or it makes us feel that we are getting distracted from God remembrance. What do we do? Nisargadatta Maharaj, we have shared this in this satsang. Nisargadatta Maharaj was a very highly evolved soul in Bombay. Later on, the body was affected by cancer. And naturally, for all his devotees and onlookers, he was having intense pain. So the devotees, the closest devotees thought, in order that his mind is diverted on something else, we will discuss some other topic today. With that background, they went to Maharaj's room. Immediately Maharaj looked at them and told, pain is not different from me. I am also the pain. Without even their telling. So what is that stage? We can't put it in words. Because if we go through Papa's Inquest of God, before he introduces Ram, he says, Ram is a subtle and mysterious power that pervades and sustains the whole universe. Birthless and deathless is He. He is present in all things and in all creatures who only appear as separate entities. Ram is a subtle and mysterious power that pervades and sustains the whole universe. This gives this is another food for thought. Normally when we hear the word God, unknowingly we also try to place God within a set concept. Papa has been hammering this, that he is the all-comprehensive reality. We have heard in Srimad Bhagavad Gita also, especially when the Lord talks about Sthita Prajna. Dukkeshu anudvignamana sukheshu vikataspruha vita raga bhaya krodha. So here this is in dukkha and sukha we keep up the same thing. What does it mean? So we are praying to Him. Whenever the body is afflicted with pain, we are not thinking about you, we are naturally motivated to think about the pain, because suffering is something we cannot bear. So during that pain moment it may be difficult for us to bring this. But during our leisure moment, pause moments, suppose we try to contemplate upon the words of masters like Papa Nisargadatta Maharaj, we might get some clue. And it will help us, to some extent, some cushioning will be there. Pain will be there, but the enduring capacity will become more and more. We will be able to bear it. We will slowly start accepting that body is also always subject to issue. Papa in one of his quotations says, body is a cure instrument. It is subject to all sorts of disorders. This is true in the case of everybody. Be conscious always that you have a body and not that you are the body. This practice of dissociation from the body will set the physical machine right. When I am experiencing pain, I may not be able to understand the meaning of the word, because my mind is fully preoccupied with the intensity of the pain. So during the pause moments, suppose we try to apply our mind more and more on this aspect. Because at the time of pain, at the time of that experience, it will be difficult. But suppose we keep on hammering it. Every day in the yogasana practice, there is everybody enjoys this shavasana, relaxed. So in that we try to bring this dimension. We are relaxing the body. At that time we also add that the knower of the body is different from the body, because we can feel the relaxation. Right from the ankle, right from the calf muscle, right from the knees, right from the buttocks, right from the hip, right from the back, right from the shoulders, right from the hands, right from the neck and right from the head. Suppose we mentally relax. We are watching this, each and every part we are watching. That is relaxation. A conscious effort is made on our part to detach ourselves from the body, at least for that particular moment. And similarly with this case of thoughts. So every day, suppose we start practicing it with that bhavana, what Papa says, probably we might be able to actualize it to 10%, 15%, 25% or 50%. The dissociation, he says the word, the practice of dissociation from the body will set the physical machine right. So this, unless and until this effort to dissociate ourselves from the body goes on, at the time of going through this intense pain, it will be difficult to remember him. But suppose we pray, we continue this practice, when the pain comes, even it becomes intense, not that the pain will not be felt, but the impact will be slightly less. And as we advance, we have been promised by Mahatmas who have scaled the heights, that we will be able to detach the pain. And that's why Maharaj could declare that I am the pain also, because that has also been given by him. When he has given the body, which is subject to growth, decay, disease and death. That is the nature of it. I slowly start accepting the reality, because he is the mysterious, subtle and mysterious power. So we keep on contemplating upon this. These two aspects. One is when the mind goes out, let us not become panicky, let us not get tensed up, let us not feel bad about it. Let the mind go. That is the job of the mind. It has been going right from our childhood. It has gathered so many things. It has defined so many things as likes and dislikes. Naturally it will go to the likes, aversion towards the things which we don't like. That is there in our mind. So we accept it. But we become conscious of it. So Papa wants every one of us, when we chant, chanting is an attempt to control the mind. Chanting is an attempt to go nearer to him. Chanting is the method to feel his presence. Chanting is to feel his presence everywhere. And finally chanting will enable us to become one with everybody. So the nearness, the presence, and seeing him everywhere and becoming one with him. So we keep on thinking about it. We will also see that we become aware of these thoughts. If we become aware of this particular thought, we are also becoming aware of any other thought that God makes us to dwell on. But the moment the focus is shifted to the watching process, we will find mysteriously the wandering nature of the mind is arrested, as it were, without any effort. So we should never feel dispirited, no? Because we have defined in our mind that means the moment I start, becoming aware of the witness consciousness, immediately the mind comes out with some statements. This is not the real, something like that, or it may confuse us. Let it confuse, that is the job of the mind. But we become aware of the mind confusing us, that is enough. Because he is there always as the witness. At no time he is away from us. Whatever the mind labels, as good, bad, or positive, negative, or adverse, okay, it is all being witnessed. Another method is, suppose it is too much, the distraction is too much, and we feel we are losing the grip, we are losing the ground. Then we can do one thing, we can somehow stop the train of thought. By any method. Suppose it is so intense, the craving or the desire or the distracting factor is so powerful, immediately we go to the wash basin and pour cold water. It disturbs, the train of thought is immediately stopped, changed. Or we look at a beautiful flower, or the photo of any Mahatmas who have inspired us, or to read one or two lines of what they say. These are all some of the methods by which we can somehow bring back the. Another suggestion that came up was, When we go through any text of Mahatma's, wherever there is an inner alignment with the theme, immediately jot down the 2 or 3 or 4 lines, write, not put it in the computer. Keying is different from writing. When we write, automatically there is a mental exercise there going on. And it will be there always. So we will keep a book. At least we will make it a point one day. Every day we will have one such quotation. Unless and until the mind, gets registered and the quotation comes to us without our even asking. So that the train of thought, again is put on their track. So if we are unable to watch the dynamics of the mind, antics of the mind, we can choose any of these methods and try to bring it back. This is purely an internal process. When we go through, especially in quest of God, we find wherever we go, we have to go from every chapter. How Papa dwells on the reality whenever he opens the eyes, whenever he sees anything. It is not merely an object. And every now and then also he points out that withdrawal from the common run of life to solitude will also help us to get stabilized in it. From 1920 to 1922, with the proper background, with the right concept of God, he was chanting, meditating and chanting. Meditation means not sitting like this, contemplating upon. But later on, when God prompted him to leave everything and then go and take to an itinerant life, he took him to Tiruvannamalai, and at that time Bhagavan was there. He had the darshan of Bhagavan. He prayed from within. Immediately he could intuitively feel the grace coming out, and that directed him to go for 21 days retreat, solitude in the Arunachala Hill. Excepting for food one time. But rice has to be, he has to go for bhiksha. Otherwise he was exclusively there. And he has written that after the 21st days, the inner light revealed itself in the form of the entire varied manifestations. And he started embracing both trees and plants and inert matters, even to a person. We go through it again and again. So that means the clue is, forget about what had happened to him. The message is that we try to feel, we try to make the changes inside by developing the witness consciousness, by developing the closeness of his, by developing an attitude by which his presence is felt, and then that leads to his presence in everywhere, and then he couldn't contain himself. So every now and then, suppose we keep on reading such books, when we are harassed by our usual way of thinking, the train of thought gets arrested, as it were, and we are back again on the track. Each one has to devise one's own method. But these are all some of the clues that have been given to us. So we will keep it as an input, and we try, and definitely he who is prompting us to experiment will definitely make us aware what is suitable for us. So this aspect. The disease during every day, none of us can be exempted from this disease. Very rare. Because the nature of the body is like that. So whenever there is a pain, we normally take painkillers, That is okay. But when we feel that the pain is intense, suppose we develop this feeling, though it may look to be a tall order at this level for us, body is a queer instrument. It is subject to all sorts of disorders. This is true in the case of everybody. Be conscious always that you have a body and not that you are the body. This practice of dissociation from the body will set the physical machine right. So every day let us make it a practice. Even when we are healthy, we are free from any so-called diseases. We will try this. Every time we will try in our own way to dissociate ourselves from the body. Even if it is a mental exercise, we should resort to it. Because when it becomes a mental exercise, we will start thinking about it. And even when the pain becomes acute, at least a corner of the mind will tell us this, and it will give us some cushioning effect. We may not be able to express it, we may be expressing it in the form of suffering the pain, but at least I will be able to know when I suffer that this is the nature of the body to go through. I have no choice. The only thing is I have to somehow witness this pain also. And words like what Maharaj said, Maharaj said, that I am the pain. That is why you could declare the pain is also he. Because there they have scaled to the heights where everything is included. There is nothing, the godliness is there in everything. Though initially we started seeing godliness only in the goodness, in the health, good thought, good atmosphere, everything that is, what our mind has defined as good. But later on, as Vinobaji puts, initially single letters, later on combined letters, joined letters. In joined letters, when two alphabet joins, the meaning is different, but it's a combination of the innocent alphabet. When we say kind, when we say cruel, if we take all the alphabets independently, they are innocent. They don't evoke anything in us. But when we combine them, it gives us it evokes different responses from us. But as a spiritual aspirant, I should immediately know that it comes out from the simple, innocent alphabet. At the surface level, one is palatable, other is not palatable. Deep contemplation is necessary. These are the only ways, We have no other choice. So when I am healthy, when I am not healthy. As the letters, innocent letters are instrumental in evoking different responses The Almighty Lord of the universe, the comprehensive reality is there behind every type of experience we have been made to go through. So at least accepting it in some small corner of our mind. Suppose we look at it, we perceive it, we bring this dimension, it might help us. Though we have not reached the stage of the Mahatmas where we can totally dissociate ourselves from it, to some extent we will be able to free ourselves from the intensity. So during our past moments, we have to keep on applying this idea. But every one of us has to go through. We have already gone through. We are going through. We will also go through intense pain on various occasions because of various reasons. So these are the 2 points today he wanted us to contemplate upon, and they are very, very relevant. That is why we have been asked, this satsang helps us a lot, because we go through many of their teachings. And another aspect, as we yesterday shared, in Papa's case, throughout this inquest of God, we can find he was able to take up adventurous, most risky steps, because he had got stabilized in the transitoriness of the objects, including the body. Even while he was in the Himalayas, when he was in force, he was taking Ram into task. Now let me see how you are going to manage. That is how. The dissociation with the body. We presume, though he has not written, we presume that during his 2022 period, he was intensely going through various teachings, including Yoga Vasishta, where Lord Rama keeps on highlighting the transitoriness of the world. It was not merely reading. Yesterday we said, as Chandrasekhar Rao has explained, it was not merely reading. It is something more than the usual reading. So many of the things were getting assimilated into him, with the result that the dissociation process has started before he took the great plunge of leaving everything aside and banking solely upon the reality. There was no protection for the body, That thought did not come to him at all. Just to think. So the sufficient preparation has been made. Just because we read, we cannot get it. Sufficient preparation, internal absorption, recollection, meditation, so many things he has added the words. So all these things will definitely help us, and even when it becomes unbearable pain, small pain we will not be able to endure, and when it becomes unbearable, a part of the mind will definitely apply this balm, and to some extent we will be able to eke out the benefit from it. So let us all pray to him. You gave us a body, you gave us a mind, you made us to forget about you inside, who is seated inside. Now you are slowly opening up. But at the same time, my mind is not that matured enough to look at you. So it is still on the objects, on my body, on my mind. So whenever something is affected to any of the objects which I consider as mine, in the song, Nanu Innudaya Bharate, in that, yeah, I have not even Nanu Nanadu. I have Niyeshari. I have surrendered a complete Niye Gati. And then why are you not looking at me? Innudaya Bharate. So like that, all those words should Nanu Nanadu, me and mine, me and mine, me and mine. So we keep on bringing that. That is why these bhajans help us. Bhajan is not merely for giving us a soothing feeling by the raga, by the sound, by the dedication of the artists or the musicians. They all have an effect, positive effect. But the most important effect is the sahitya, the theme contained in it. Straight away if it is told, we may not be able to hear. But when it is given in a beautiful form, when rice straight away it is given, we may not take it. But when the same rice, when it is cooked, or when it is powdered and made into idli or so, dosha or upma or puttu, we enjoy it. Same rice. Similarly, when it is conveyed to us through beautiful ragas, and when the raga is also closely intertwined with the bhakti, devotion, it has a positive effect in our mind, and then slowly we are attracted toward the theme, and then we go deeper into the theme. Today, all of you have missed. We had a wonderful program from 4 to 5. Two sisters, they sang beautiful songs, very thought-provoking. The devotional fervor with which they sang, it really touched everybody's heart. So now we also, that is why every day Pujya Mataji has included this bhajan in our program here. Because we need varieties, to think about him not in one particular, little bit of satsang, little bit of bhajan, more of Ramnam, and little bit of seva. All these combined together will give a push to our overall progress in our sadhana. So let us all take advantage of everything that he places before us and try to always keep on hammering. We have to try to keep on hammering that he is there, he is facilitating us. He will, though he may make us to go through different types of experience, when we look at him, when we become refuge, when we feel that he is with us, then the burden is transferred from our head to him. Let us all do as much as we can. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. One thing also, to be reminded, morning at the time of flower offering, we intensely remember Swami Bharadananda ji, who dropped the body this morning in the ashram, who has been in the ashram for nearly 2 decades. Only for the past few years he has not been able to come out of his room. When he was all right, he used to come regularly to Bhajan Hall and render devotionally charged bhajans and Ramnam also. We had a peaceful end. We all pray to the indwelling and all-pervading reality to bless the departed soul with eternal rest and peace at his lotus feet. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Hari Om Swami.